Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I am going to be doing I suppose a slightly different video today. So I'm going to be talking about my recent trip to Amsterdam. So I loved it. I had an amazing time. It was actually, the timing couldn't have been, I guess, better for me in the sense that I still got to go and enjoy it. What was crazy was that we'd come back and literally, I think a day or two after we'd come back, due to obviously the coronavirus that's going on at the moment here in Europe, everything started to close, and the museums that I'd been to, the places that we've seen, they've all kind of closed at the moment. So I think we were some of the last people to actually get to go at the moment and see these places. So it was just crazy to kind of see that on the news. But I thought I'd share with you. I'm gonna insert a little bit of footage. I was gonna take more, but you know how it is, you're on holiday, and I was there with a friend, and it just didn't work out in terms of vlogging. However, I did kind of sneakily take some video of some of the bookstores. So Amsterdam has some cool bookstores. There's one in particular, you know, if you speak English and you go, there's the American bookstore, and I took a bit of footage in there. And then there was another really great Dutch bookstore that I was in. And then also all the museums and the galleries, they've got fantastic bookstores as well. And I think I took a bit of footage of the Rijksmuseum bookstore. So I'll kind of intersperse that, I'll insert that, and you can just get a little quick glimpse of what they looked like. But yeah, we had a great time. We went around to a lot of the museums. We went to the Rijksmuseum, we went to the Van Gogh Museum. We went to MoCo Museum, which is a museum of modern art, which is amazing. We saw Anne Frank House, and it was just just a wonderful, wonderful experience, and one that I'm going to treasure for a very long time. And I'll show you so this is some of the stuff I got. So this is some of my swag. So the hat here is from the MoCo Museum. That's my little bag from MoCo Museum, and I love it. It says "In Art We Trust," which is amazing. That was so much fun. They were doing a Banksy retrospective, and they had all these kind of cool Banksys there. And again, I will insert some pictures of the MoCo. Oh, and the cool thing about the MoCo Museum as well is they had this incredible installations with all these like light shows and stuff. And it was just, my friend and I had so much fun playing around with that and taking photos in there. So I will insert some photos right now. Okay, so as you can see, we had a great time. I also got to ride a unicorn. A big metal unicorn. It was amazing. So MoCo was amazing. So in MoCo, I obviously got this, and then I thought I'd kind of unwrap it while we're on air, so to speak. And then also at MoCo, I got this really cool. So one of the things that I love is I love beanie hats. I've really gotten into them, and I noticed that they're all over in Amsterdam. Like a lot of the cool Amsterdamians are wearing them. And so I got this one. And what I also love is pins, and as I'm opening the bag here, I got this gorgeous "In Art We Trust" pin, and I love that. So you can like wear it obviously on your shirts and stuff, but I love pins and I love putting them on anything I'm wearing, hats, t-shirts, jackets, whatever. I always think they're really cool. So that was MoCo. We also got to go to the Van Gogh Museum, and so what I'm wearing here is, I'll get up. This is from a company called Citizen 8, I think it is. Actually, I'm just trying to find their card in here. So they print, cities, sorry, not 8, cities, Amsterdam. And as far as I know, you can only buy these in their shop, obviously online, but also in Amsterdam. They only have a shop there. And they do some really, really cool prints. And the one I'm wearing, oh, let me get up, is this one here. I don't know if you can see that. I just think it's a very, very cool. And I love this because it references one of my all-time favorite Van Gogh paintings, which is Starry Night. And also you have the skull, which I got to saw in real life, which Van Gogh has a very famous smoking skull painting as well. And I got some pins of that as well, which I really liked. Got some pins of the irises, and the Van Gogh Museum was amazing. I will insert some pictures here. So that was some of the pictures from the Van Gogh Museum. And then also, you know, because because your girl can't resist a book about things. I'm just trying to see if I can find the pins. I'm pretty sure I can. Oh, yes, I found the pins. So, Van Gogh Museum. Open those up. And so, again, there was a lot of stuff that you could buy, and there were a lot of books, but I only had so much space in my poor old hand luggage, because I only travelled with hand luggage, that I didn't go mad. So I only ended up getting these pins. So these are the ones with the smoking skull on them. And then these are the iris pins, which I think are really cool. So again, I'll be pinning that to all sorts of things. And then also this book here, Van Gogh's Ear, The True Story. So this is kind of, so they say this book is paced like a detective novel. It rescues the real Van Gogh by painting an eclectic, nuanced portrait. So it talks about, obviously, Van Gogh, his life, you know, his art, how he lived. And I think this is going to be really, really interesting, really fascinating. If you're a Van Gogh fan like I am, or sort of an art fan, I think this is going to be really cool. Then we also got to go to the Rijksmuseum, Museum, which is a gorgeous building. It's beautiful. I will insert a picture here. It's just amazing. So at the Rijksmuseum, Museum, I took a bit of footage. So I probably inserted some footage as well. It's my bag. It got a bit tattered, obviously, in my luggage. But while I was there, I couldn't resist getting a book. Because I can never resist getting a book. So the book I got in their bookshop is this one. This is Amsterdam Tales. This is stories translated by Paul Vincent. And it's basically a collection of short stories focusing on Amsterdam and its people. And I cannot wait to read this. There's also some really great, there's actual pictures and photographs in here. And I just thought it was just sort of celebrating the city of Amsterdam and its inhabitants. And I cannot wait to read it. There's other books, I think, in the series. Yeah, you've got Paris Street Tales, you've got Copenhagen Tales, and you've got Vienna Tales. Actually, I might get particularly the Paris one. I'm interested in, I love Paris as well. So this is going to be really good, I think, to read, and I couldn't resist getting that while I was at the museum, and this actually fit in my luggage as well. Believe me, there are other books. Oh my god, the American bookstore, it's just floors of just loads of books. There was the new Sarah J Maas book came out while I was there, and I was just like, I really want this, but it is massive, and there was no chance, just no chance that I was going to fit that into my luggage, so that wasn't happening. And then the other bookstore I went to is a Dutch bookstore, and it's called Antinium Boekhandel, and that's their logo there. And what's really cool is they wrap your books like this. Isn't that so cool? So instead of giving you like a bag or a paper bag, they wrap it, and I haven't unwrapped it yet because I wanted to do it on the channel. What was also cool about this is they do old, they do new books, as you can see here, and they also have a section where they have like magazines. And I was wandering around in that section, and I follow on Instagram Vinyl Dyke, and they're a record store, but they also produce a zine. Now, again, if anybody's been here for a while, you'll know about my love of Riot Girl and the 90s and the zines that people used to make, and I've made my own zine as well. I'm planning on making a few more. But this is, I found a copy of the Vinyl Dyke zine in the shop, and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. This was just me wandering around the city with a cup of coffee one morning, and I found this, and I was super, super excited. So I cannot wait to read this through properly. I had a bit of a peruse while I was in the hotel, but I need to read it through properly. And then what I also wanted to do was, so I can understand Dutch kind of, but I read it a lot better than I understand it. And I kind of want to challenge myself to get better at Dutch. And I thought, what better way to do that than to get myself a Dutch book written in Dutch. So I went here. I don't want to break the paper. It's like Christmas and my birthday all come at once. My birthday is the end of the month, so this is like a present to me. So I ended up buying Stella Bergsma Nouveau Fuck, which is just great. Like, I saw this cover and I was like, I want that book. And it's a manifesto, so a manifest. And so it's the first line of this book is Wanneer worden vrouwen eens echt gevaarlijk? And translated that means, when do women become dangerous? When do women become really become dangerous? And it's interesting, it's like a feminist manifesto, and apparently she's really funny. She's kind of like, she's quite an outspoken lady. She's really interesting. From what I was reading about her, this seems like it's going to be a really interesting, fun feminist manifest to read. It's also not very long, so I was actually looking for a book that isn't too long, because it's going to take me a while to read it, I think. But I just thought this kind of subject matter will be right up my alley. I think it will be good. I think it will be a great modern Dutch book to read. And if I can get my way through this, I'm going to try and read some more books, but in Dutch. But I just love this, and I thought this kind of satisfies all my aesthetic and just interests generally. I just thought it was great, so I cannot wait to get started with that. So that was there. There was also Waterstones, so I didn't go into it because we've got enough Waterstones here. And then the other museum that we went to was the Anne Frank house. So what they've done with, you've got the actual house, and then you've got a piece that they've built on, which is the front where you go in, is front of the museum. And I implore anyone that goes to Amsterdam to please visit Anne Frank house. It is the most powerful, emotional place that I think I've ever been. I mean, you know the story, you know what happened in the Second World War. I think everybody's familiar with Anne Frank's story, how her family had to stay hidden because of the Nazis. But just to be there, and you have an audio tour as you're going through it, and you go through the house, and then you get to the space where Anne and her family, and also the Van Pelser family, had to hide for 2 years, and that's where the audio cuts off, and I have to say everyone was really respectful walking through it, and just being in that space and really experiencing it, and then hearing from the people that survived, seeing the people that didn't survive. It is harrowing and incredibly moving, but like I said, I think everyone should be made to go through it. I think everyone should be made to remember, especially at the moment with a lot of the right-wing activism that's happening out in the world. Please remember what that kind of thinking can do, and the fact that millions of people died because somebody hated a section of society for no reason at all. Don't let hate win, and whichever part of society that is targeted against, whether it be religion, race, sexuality. I can see things happening in Europe at the moment that are scary, and this is such a stark reminder of what can happen under those circumstances. So, I bought myself another copy of Anne Frank's diary. I'd read this when I was young, when I was at school many years ago, but I definitely think I need to reread it now. It's I think it is so important, so incredibly important. It's kind of not it's not, obviously, clearly not a happy note, but I think it's an important message, and one that everyone should be going to see. It's incredible. But I guess to end on a slightly happier note, I loved Amsterdam. I think if you haven't been, definitely go. It is an amazing city. I'm definitely going to go back. I think in summer it'd be lovely. It's one of those places where I'm considering moving to, even to live at some point. So I loved it. I've also now bought myself kind of a couple of books. So this one I got here, but this is Amsterdam by Russell Shorto. This is the history of the world's most liberal city, and it talks all about Amsterdam. And again, this is something I'm going to be reading really soon. Just to kind of even further my love of the city. It was glorious. It was wonderful. I love it. It's a wonderful place. Great people, great food, wonderful sights. When the world opens up again, and hopefully we'll get over this horrible virus that's plaguing us right now, go to Amsterdam, see it, enjoy it, love it. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. And it has some great bookstores as well if you're a book lover. So that's it. That's my Amsterdam trip. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.